It's time for another tent review here on Kemp Outside. This time we're going to review a White Duck Outdoors Prota Deluxe 10x10 canvas tent. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. I am super excited for today's video because I'm testing out a brand new tent. Guys, I'm super excited about this. I love canvas tents. If you are car camping and you are not camping in a canvas tent, guys, you are missing out. I am so glad I've gone away from polyester tents and gone to canvas. Canvas tents perform so much better. Yes, they're more money, but they are amazing. And today we're going to review the 10x10 Prota Deluxe from White Duck Outdoors. Guys, I'm super excited. Let's get right into the review. So I got it out of the box and this thing is ridiculously heavy. It's all in one bag. And guys, this is the last time this tent is going to be all in one bag, because for these canvas tents, when you're carrying the poles and the stakes and the body of the tent and everything all in one bag, it is too heavy. So let's open this thing up and see what's inside. All right, guys, so got some literature from White Duck. You just got your hands on the highest quality gear out there. All right, cool. This is, looks like the ropes for the awning. Check this out, guys. So this is, wow, that's really heavy. But this is their stake bag. Wow. So check this out, guys. They come with a nice heavy-duty mallet. And then it's got a variety of stakes. It's got these smaller stakes. And then it's got these big mamma jammas. All right, next, guys, in the bag is this book that basically tells you how to set up the tent. So that's pretty nice. It's pretty big. And just so you know, guys, these tents come in a 7x9, a 10x10, and a 10x14. We have the 10x10 here, so that's the one we're looking at today. All right, next is the pole bag. And this pole bag is really nice. Canvas on one side, but vinyl at the end to make sure your poles aren't poking through the bottom when you carry this thing. But again, this is why this is so heavy. The poles are heavy, the body of the tent is heavy, the stakes are heavy. If you carry those things individually, it's very manageable. You put all of that in one bag, super heavy. And we'll take a look at the poles when we set the thing up, but then again, here is the body of the tent. And they come in two colors, guys. I have the green, and there's more like a dark red. I can't remember exactly what the color is, but all right, I'm gonna get a ground tarp down and we'll go ahead and set this thing up. All right, guys, now that we have the tent spread out, it's time to stake it. All right, guys, so typically what I do is I'll find a corner and I'll start with that first. I'm using these big stakes and it goes through the grommet. So the next part is taking the small stakes and collecting up all these loops and just driving them through. You don't want to pull these too tight, so you can adjust them after the tent is up. Okay guys, now that staking is done, it's time for poles. And I've got to tell you, 16 main stakes, and then, what was it, 14 more? Well, 16 with the awning poles, little stakes. That's a lot of stakes, guys. And if you are setting this up on really hard ground or that kind of thing, you're gonna wear yourselves out pounding in those stakes. I mean, this is soft ground. I wore myself out. Of course, it's Florida, and it's, I mean, yeah, it's like the second day of fall, but that's still summer here, and so it's like 90% humidity right now, so I'm sweating like crazy. That is the last time I'm gonna pound those stakes in. What I do, and guys, this is my second spring bar style tent. I have a Kodiak canvas 10x14 Flexbow VX, which I absolutely love. As a matter of fact, if you want to check out my review on that video, I'll put a link right up here where you can check that out. I love that tent. It takes less stakes than this one does. And I've gone to lag screws and a cordless impact to put those lag screws in. I'm gonna get more lag screws for this tent. I am not gonna bother with tent stakes for this thing anymore. I gotta say though, guys, let me grab it real quick. This is a really, really nice tent mallet. I really like it. So in terms of, you know, if you wanna pound in stakes, White Duck did provide great stakes and a great mallet, great kit. I'm just not gonna use it. I'm gonna use the impact and just zip those things in and make life a whole lot easier on myself. It's time to talk about poles. So I've got the poles out of the bag. So the first thing I wanna do is, if you're not familiar with a spring bar style tent, it's very, very important. So spring bar, I don't know if they are the original inventors of this style tent, but anyway, there was a patent on them for a long time. The patent expired. And now several tent companies make this same style of canvas tent, right? So there's Spring Bar itself, there's Kodiak Canvas, which I own one, there's White Duck Outdoors, which this is one, and then there's Teton Sports, right? And there's probably others. This is just the ones that I know of. So all of these tent manufacturers, it's the same style of tent, so very, very similar things. So it offers a really good opportunity to compare things. And when I'm looking at the tent poles, guys, I gotta say, this is where I'm really disappointed. Not because I don't think they're gonna hold up, because I do. I think these tent poles are gonna last me a long time. It's the fit and finish. So let me show you what I mean. So this one right here, this is one of the main tent poles that's gonna stand the tent up. And right out of the box, you can see all the scratches in the pole, right? And I don't know whether maybe White Duck is trying to save a little bit of money or something, you know. And guys, when it comes to spring bar style tents, this is not the most expensive 10x10 on the market. As a matter of fact, it's one of the least expensive 10x10s on the market. And I knew that, and that's one of the reasons why I bought it, was I wanted to do some reviews of some less expensive style spring bar tents, guys, because I mean, I think they're the way to go. If you are car camping, like, you're not going to take this thing on a hike, guys. This is the kind of thing where you pull it out of the car or the truck and you set it up right where you pull it out. You don't want to drag this thing in the woods any distance. But if that's the kind of if that's the kind of tent camping you're doing, car camping, canvas is so much better. So I wanted to do a review on a tent that was less expensive than the Kodiak Canvas, less expensive than the Spring Bar alternatives, which are fantastic tents. And I gotta say that, you know, again, these are heavy duty poles, guys. They're gonna last a long time, but they look terrible. So here's another example. So these are the awning poles, right? And where they come together, right, they crimped this piece in, and you can see the crimp marks. Just hideous, right? So are they gonna last? Yeah. Would I have preferred to spend maybe, I don't know, an additional $50 and have poles that look better than this? yeah, I would have. So that's my first criticism on the white deck. And guys, this is, you know, I bought this tent with my own money. No one sent this to me. I'm not sponsored by anybody. This is just my opinion. And yes, guys, I do reviews where people send me stuff for free, but if it sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. And the look of this sucks. Now, is it functional and it's going to work? I think it is. So I obviously, you know, I can live with it. You know, would I buy another white duck? Well, we're not done with the review, but gotta say I'm really disappointed with the poles. With that said, let's get them set up. Let's get this thing up in the air and really get in it and take a look at it. Okay guys, so how this works is these spring tension bars go in these sleeves and then in this top bar. And then when we push those bars together, it tensions the roof of the tent. The next step is to push those poles together and slide the sleeve over to secure the roof. All right, the roof is now properly tensioned. Before you set the tent up for the first time, you actually have to get rid of this packaging. And so it exposes the pin there that's going to go up in the pole. To erect the tent, you're going to place the pole in the hub at the top where the spring bar is, and then in the pin at the bottom. All right, the tent is now up and it's time to do the awning. So when you get the tent set up, oftentimes the awning is just going to look like that, right? Because it's just laid up on the roof when you set it up. There's a couple of things that you can do with the awning. You can either use the awning or not use the awning. One of the things that I tend to do is I'll just leave it like that, right? Especially in the wintertime. Or if it's raining or that kind of thing, I will just leave the awning down and let it kind of cover those windows on the inside. And, you know, that way I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to roll it up. As you can see, there are toggles up top, so you can roll it up. Always roll it under. Don't roll it over, because if you roll it over, it's going to collect rainwater and pool and then push the inside of your tent in. It'll kind of push the roof in. So you always want to roll it under. Rolling it under is kind of a pain, especially if you are by yourself. So if it's raining, I just drop it like that. The other thing that I'll do is if I'm ever in windy conditions, right? If I think that it's going to be windy, I'll just kick the awning poles out and drop it down like that and just leave it. You can just bunch it up, right? If it's not going to rain, you can just bunch it up and cinch it up. Or you can set up the awning, which is what we're going to do right now. So you should have 2 of these little stakes left, the little mini stakes, and those are for the awning guy lines. And so here's where, you know, it's funny, right? I really bagged on White Duck for the poles, right? I just wasn't really happy with the poles, but I gotta say, their guy lines for the awning are really nice. Like, compared to the Kodiak, I like this better. Now, I'm not so sure about this cinch. The Kodiak has plastic clips that just clip on the line, which is really easy to use. So we'll check those out. Obviously, I've got to go ahead and unwind this so we can use it and then get it set up. But this is really nice, heavy duty, you know, nylon cordage. So I think better than the Kodiak. So it's funny how some companies do certain things really well and other things not so well. And that's pretty much true of every outdoor brand. I can always find something I don't like about every outdoor company. So let me grab an awning pole and we'll start getting this set up. So on the awning, if I can get it in my hand, is a grommet, right? And the grommet goes in the pole, really easy. Now, the way to get this pole to stand up is to basically set it like this and then attach your guy line to it. And there's a loop there, right? That goes on the pole like that. And then I'm gonna actually go that way off camera and then put a stake in the ground and stake this up and then repeat on the other side. Okay, so there you can see we have one side up and then we'll just do the other side. And there we have it, guys. The White Duck is set up. All right, guys, we're in the White Duck Outdoors Prota Deluxe 10x10. Guys, I really like this tent. Few things I want to go over with you. So, first of all, tons of space, right? I'm just under 6 feet tall. That's probably why I never made it to the NFL. That and I wasn't good enough. But let's blame it on the height. But yeah, tons of room. I mean, I'm right up against the door here, you know, all the way over here, right? My head barely hits the roof except for when I'm right up against it. This tent has a dark roof, unlike a lot of the other spring bar style tents. And so it is a little bit darker in here. That's great for those of you who like a dark tent. I actually like a light tent. I tend to get up when the sun comes up on my camping trips. So I don't know, if I'm in here, I might sleep later because I think it's darker. But it'll be interesting. I think this will be warmer in the winter, but it might also be warmer in the summer. I don't know if it'll be hotter in here. The tent has great ventilation. As you can see, I've got all the windows open. So the far end's got like a triangular shaped, it's not totally triangular, but kind of a, I don't know what shape that window is, but nice ventilation on each side. And then each door has a window, and each side opposite the door has a window. So really nice. One of the things that this tent doesn't come with is a gear loft. And a lot of the other spring bar style tents have a gear loft. Also, they don't have any hanging pocket dividers. The good news is, guys, is you can buy those. So if you want one, you can buy them from Kodiak Canvas, and it is the same connection. So I'm sure my Kodiak Canvas pocket dividers and things would fit in here. So, you know, maybe I'll take, because I have 2 for the Kodiak Canvas, maybe I'll take one of those and put it in here, and one of them I'll leave in the Kodiak. Maybe I'll just pick up another set because I tend to use them. Maybe I'll pick up another gear loft. I don't know. With a 10x10 instead of a 10x14, I may not want a gear loft overhead in a smaller tent. So I might play around with it. I might bring the Kodiak one in here at some point in time and just test it. Overall, you know, the seams look good. Good double stitching. I do have a lot of little little threads. So here's one that's just right. It was just sticking on the tent wall. That's really common in canvas tents. I just leave them. I don't mess with them. I don't pull on them. The ones that fall off. If I feel like something is going to, you know, rip or fray, then I might go consult, you know, a canvas shop. Here in Florida, there is no shortage of canvas shops because so many people have bimini tops and things for their boats. So there's plenty of canvas shops around. So if I ever have any problems with any of my canvas tents, you know, that's where I'm going to go. If I get a rip or a tear or a hole, or an animal chews a hole in it, or I get a spot of mildew or mold that rots the tent, you know, cut that out and have it replaced. You know, that's the beautiful thing about these tents, guys, is, yeah, you know, they might get some battle damage, but they can be repaired. And then when you have that odd patch on the side of your tent, you know, it's like a battle scar. And you know what I say, chicks dig scars. Well, they probably dig tents that you know, are well used with a few patches here and there. So hey ladies, if you're watching this, drop some in the comments below. Tell me if you like tents with patches. I don't know, I'm not gonna get any comments on that. Let's see, what else, guys? The floor is really nice. So this is a bathtub style floor. Let me turn the camera around so I can show you what I'm talking about here. So probably the best way to describe the bathtub floor is that it comes up. So you can see, especially in that corner there, it comes up away from the ground. So that's why this tent has so many stakes, is you stake the floor and then you stake the sides to pull the sides up and away from the floor. That's going to shed a lot of water when it rains. It's going to keep this tent nice and dry. So I really like that. I hate the fact that it has so many stakes though. This tent has double the amount of stakes as my Kodiak Canvas 10x14. So these are really, really nice zippers. They're YKK zippers, really high quality, great feel right from the factory. You know, very, very, very nice zippers. And guys, I use zipper lube from Gear Aid. So anytime I feel like my zippers are getting a little funky, I just put a little bit of zipper lube on. It's like chapstick almost for zippers. It comes in a little tube like chapstick, and you just put a little bit on the zipper, and that will lubricate the zippers, and it will work really well to keep your zippers really well maintained. Moving along, like I said, there were no hanging pockets, but it does have two of these little floor pockets here under each window. So one on each side for storing phones or tablets or wallets, keys, watch, whatever you got that you want to store. And I mentioned the floor before. It is a nice thick vinyl floor. So I think it's going to hold up really well. It doesn't seem to be as thick as the floor in the Kodiak Canvas, but I still think it is, you know, very, very durable. And then, guys, I put a tarp underneath all of my tents. So you can buy a tarp from White Duck, and I'll put a link down in the description below where you can pick up White Duck's floor tarp, you know, for this tent. But guys, I just buy really thick tarps off Amazon. So I will put a link down in the description below to the tarp that I use. That tarp is I think it's a 9x9, so it fits perfectly under a 10x10 tent and works really, really well for any 10x10 tent. So I've used it on my Alps Mountaineering Merrimack 6. I've used it on my Alps Mountaineering Taurus 6. I've used it on my Sierra Designs Tabernash 6. So it's a great, great tarp. And guys, you know, in a lot of campgrounds that I'm in, I set these things up on gravel, you know, gravel tent pads. And you are not going to want that gravel eating away at your floor. Put a tarp down, put 2 tarps down if it's sharp gravel, protect your floor. So when I was talking about loose threads, this is what I was talking about. And guys, I'm not crazy about that, to be honest, right? It could be better, you know, and I'm just going to go along some of the seams so you can see, you know, there's one right there. I'm going to totally leave that. You know, but for the most part, everything's double stitched and really nice. I think it's going to hold up just fine. right? I just wish that there weren't so many threads. And most of them seem to be along the door zippers. So I wonder if there's just something about, so you can see them here again. I wonder if there's just something about putting in the door zippers that causes that. But like I said, I'm going to leave them be unless they become a problem. And my Kodiak canvas has some of that. Not as much, but it does have some. So, and then this tent hasn't been seasoned yet. So one of the things, I'm going to look, see if I can get it on video here. But every once in a while, you can see the sun poking through where the stitch holes are. Maybe I can get one on the side. But you can kind of see the sun poking through there. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to get your tent wet when you first set it up. You want to spray it with a hose. You want to simulate gentle rain. You don't want to hit it with a pressure washer or anything. But you want to simulate gentle rain, because what happens is these threads, the canvas swells up, and any stitch hole, there's one right there. I don't know if you can see that, but right there. Any of those stitch holes will swell up after it gets wet, and then your tent will become completely waterproof. These canvas tents are amazing. I've had them in just downpours, 50-mile-an-hour straight line winds, storms, lightning. These tents are fantastic. All right, guys, so one other thing I wanted to talk about was the door. And I have known since I ordered this tent that I wasn't going to like this door, and I was trying to reserve judgment on it. But after messing with it a little bit, I've got to say my assumption was right. So this door, and I've got to move the camera here, but let me see here if I can show you. This door has zippers that go up both sides, and then Velcro along the bottom. So let me see if I can get this unzipped. So here's the door on this side, and then it's Velcro along the bottom, and then there's a zipper on this side where you can zip that up. But when you're in the tent for the night, right, and you run this zipper down, let me get the camera back over here. This is kind of hard to do. When you get this down, you've got to fight the Velcro to get the zipper all the way down, and then you've got to kind of push along the bottom to get that Velcro to attach. And I'm going to move the camera again here, and I'm going to look down. Let me see if I can show you. But the Velcro, well, that time I did pretty well. But the Velcro doesn't always stick all the way, and so you have this little gap. And when you have a little gap, well, that's inviting creepy crawlies, right? And I'm not afraid of snakes at all, guys. That doesn't bother me. I'm not afraid of spiders. But you know what I hate? Mosquitoes. I do not want mosquitoes in my tent when I'm sleeping. I don't mind giving blood, but I don't like giving blood to mosquitoes. So I don't like anything coming up from underneath the bottom of the tent. I wish that this was a normal D-frame zipper, where it had a zip along the bottom and then a zip up the side and then the top, and then the door opened, you know, this way instead of, you know, being able to be rolled up. Again, I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm going to use it a bunch before I decide whether or not this is a deal breaker for me on future white ducks. Right now, I don't think it is a deal breaker. I just wish it had a bottom zipper. This tent has something I wish my Kodiak canvas had, and that is an accessory door for an electrical wire. So you can run an extension cord in there, or a propane hose if you're running like a buddy heater or something like that. I do not run buddy heaters in tents. I just don't. I'm never camping where it's cold enough that I have to have a heater inside a tent. And even if I was camping where it's cold enough to need some kind of heat, I would accomplish that through the right sleep system with sleeping bags and top covers and ground insulation and that kind of thing. So I am not a fan of running propane appliances in a tent for a lot of reasons, but you know, I am not your mother, so you can do what you want. But we're gonna go ahead and zip that up. What I think is really funny though is with a Velcro bottom of a door, it'd be very easy to just run the wire in around the Velcro. So, you know, why they put a zipper for a electrical cord, but not a zipper for the bottom of the door? I don't know. All right, guys, so there you have it. It's hot in here, so I'm gonna get back outside. Not that it's any cooler outside. I don't know if you can see, I got a giant sweat line around my Camp Outside logo on my shirt, so I'm dying in here. But let's do a walk around the outside and do a final review of that, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, guys, let's do a walk and talk as we walk around this thing. So on the outside, guys, again, you know, really nice stitching on the outside. I don't really notice any threads on the outside. It looks to be all on the inside, which is good. The awning is really nice, and you know, for the most part, I can walk underneath it. My hat does hit it, but I don't have to duck at all, so that's good. And you know, guys, there's a number of things that you can do with the awning. So when it's like this, if it's going to rain, it's going to pool. It's going to pool right here, but you can angle one of the poles down, right? So the pole is straight up. What I do is I'll tuck the bottom in, I'll bring it in towards the tent, I'll tighten the tensioner, and that will slope the awning, which will allow rain to pool, the rain that pools to run off the awning instead of pool. So that works really well. I got to pick up my mallet here because I put it on the ground. Great mallet, by the way. That's a nice touch. Some of the other things, one of the things I noticed was in the actual pole bag were these tips. So these tips can come off these spring bars, and you don't want to rip the sleeve that you run the spring bar through. So always just make sure those tips are on. Try not to lose them. I'm worried I'm going to lose them. So maybe I can reach out to White Duck and just see if they'll send me some extra ones just so I have them. Love the color, guys. I'll put a picture on the screen right here of the red version so you can get it in green or red. Love the green. I'm thinking about getting their 7x9, and if I do, maybe I'll get the red, but maybe I want matching. So guys, tell me something. Tell me in the comments below. Should I get one in red? Should I get the 7x9 in red? Or should I have it match and get it in green? Because I need help with that kind of stuff. All in all, guys, really like it. Again, the fit and finish on the poles could be better, but I think they're super strong. I think they're going to last a long time. Lots and lots of stakes. Use lag screws. Guys, I'm going to put a link down below to the set of lag screws that I use for my spring bar tents. Really easy to use. Nice kit, and you know, you're just doing it with a impact driver. And I use a Hercules impact driver from Harbor Freight, so you don't have to use an expensive one. That's almost all I use it for, is just camping. So I keep the battery charged up and I drive tent stakes with it, and it's lasted me, I think I've had it about a year now, so definitely worth it. All in all, guys, I like this tent a lot. Let's get into final thoughts. All right, guys, so final thoughts. There is no shortage of options when it comes to a 10x10 spring bar style canvas tent, right? You have at least 4 brands out there that are selling this same exact tent with slight variations, right? So it's not lost on me that you have a couple of different choices. And so, you know, I love Kodiak canvas. Love my 10x14 Flexbow VX. Is probably my favorite tent. Would I recommend a 10x10 Flexbow VX? Absolutely. It is a fantastic tent. And guys, if you want that tent, I'm an affiliate for Kodiak Canvas. So I'll put a link down in the description below where you can check one of those out. Whether it's the 10x14 or the 10x10, I'll have a link to Kodiak Canvas below where you can check out those tents. And guys, I'm going to do a side-by-side review video comparison of the Kodiak Canvas 10x14 Flexbow VX versus the White Duck Prota 10x10 Deluxe. So I'll do a comparison video. I'm not going to do that today. Quite honestly, it is hot enough out here that the idea of setting up my 10x14 flex bow next to this thing is just, it ain't happening today. But I'm going to do that soon, guys. I'm planning a camping trip here coming up where I'll probably have both of these tents in use, and I'll shoot a video when I'm out camping. But if you want the Kodiak canvas, you know, by all means get it. But the Kodiak canvas 10x10 Flexbow VX, which is comparable to this tent, is a lot more expensive, guys. So this tent is definitely less expensive than the Kodiak. It's a lot less expensive than the Spring Bar, and I think it's even less than the Teton Sports. So if you're looking for a Spring Bar style canvas tent on a budget, White Duck makes a really, really nice tent. And so I'm not disappointed at all that I got it. A couple of things. The bathtub floor is interesting. That's not something I've seen on, you know, other Spring Bar style tents. I like it for the water repellency. I hate it for the driving in stakes part of things. Driving in stakes is going to be the hardest part of setting up a Spring Bar style tent. Number one, there's a whole lot of them. Number two, they're big and heavy, and so they take a lot to drive them into the ground. And if you're driving those into hard ground, you're going to wear yourself out. Do yourself a favor, get the lag screws. You'll be glad you did. For my Kodiak canvas, I went, I think, the first camping season saying, no, I'm just going to drive them in. And when I got the lag screws, what a difference. I mean, I can put up the tent so much faster. In terms of fit and finish, I think there are things that the White Duck does really well. I think it's a good looking tent. I think it's a well-made tent. The poles, I wish fit and finish was better on the poles, but everything else, you know, looks great. The guy lines for the awning, really nice. So I'm happy, you know, overall, very, very happy. Great zippers. The door. The door is the make or break, I think, on this tent. And there are going to be people who watch this video who see that door and go, oh, hell no, right? Hate the Velcro. There are going to be other people who see it and go, you know, it's not a bad design. It's not a big deal to me. I don't know whether it's a big deal to me or not. I need to go use the tent, and I need to see how hard it is to get that to seal. The other thing, guys, is I'm a little concerned about my dogs. So I have a wire-haired pointing Griffon, and I have a Vizsla, bird dogs. And when they get birdie, right, they get a little excited. And one of the things that they'll do is they'll use their nose to push against the tent wall. And on my Kodiak canvas, when everything's zipped up, they'll push a little bit and they'll realize, oh, I'm in, I can't get out. Are they going to push their nose against that Velcro, push a little hole open, and then decide to shoot the gap? I'm worried about that. I don't know if this tent is going to be a good tent for my dogs. We're going to have to see, right? The other thing is Velcro can get, you know, clogged with grass and you know, dirt and that kind of stuff, making the Velcro less effective. How hard is that Velcro going to be to be maintained? How hard is it to clean? All of that stuff I'm going to have to find out as I use this tent. So that is probably my biggest reservation on whether or not to get another White Duck. Because like I said, I'm looking to add another tent to my fleet. I've already got two. I want a third one. I want a 7x9, or I think Kodiak makes a 9x8. I want one in that size as well. And I'm trying to really decide between White Duck and Kodiak because, you know, the White Duck is less expensive. But is that Velcro long-term going to be the thing that makes me choose to spend more money? I don't know. All in all, guys, though, I really do like the White Duck. I don't, you know, I feel almost like I'm being overly critical because I haven't slept one night in it yet. All I've done is set it up. But I'm just giving you my initial thoughts, right? Because, you know, if you're looking to buy one of these things, you're looking to spend, you know, a decent chunk of money, right? You can get 10x10 polyester tents all day long for $200, right? Or less, right? And I've got 3 6-man 10x10 tents reviewed on this channel right now. I've got the Alps Mountaineering Taurus 6, the Alps Mountaineering Merrimack 6. I've got the Sierra Designs Tabernash 6. I like all those tents for polyester tents, guys, but they don't last. They don't last a long time. Their durable water repellency, you know, starts to fail after, you know, a relatively short amount of time. If you take care of these canvas tents, you're going to be, you know, they're going to be passed down to your grandkids, right? My kids right now are fighting over who gets the Kodiak canvas when we die, right? They're not fighting over the Alps Mountaineerings. They're not fighting over the Sierra Designs. You know, we just got rid of our Eurekas that we've had for years, and we just gave them away to people who want to do some backyard tent camping because they're not water repellent anymore. So we gave those away to people who just want to do some backyard camping, and, you know, hope they enjoy it. But if they want to go anytime it rains, they're going to need a new tent. These things will last forever. Easy to maintain, easy to clean. One thing, guys, is very, very important. If you're new to canvas tents, you cannot put these things away wet or damp at all, period. If you have a wet tear down and you roll the thing up and you throw it in the truck or the car to come home, when you get home, set it up in the backyard. Let it air out, let it dry out. It has to be completely dry before you put it away. If you don't, mold and mildew will set in and you will rot the canvas and you will need a new tent. It's the easiest way to ruin your investment. So don't put it away wet. Make sure it's completely dry. Set it up if you have to, or hang it up, or even roll it out and let it dry on the floor of a garage or something like that. But make sure it's dry. Guys, I'm pleased to announce that I am an affiliate for White Duck Outdoors. So I applied for their affiliate program when I knew I was going to buy the tent, and they accepted me. So I'm pleased to be an affiliate for White Duck Outdoors. So if White Duck is the right tent for you, and guys, if you're looking for a canvas tent on a budget, it's a great choice. If you're looking for a canvas tent and you want to buy a White Duck, I've got an affiliate link below where you can click that. You can check that out. I'm going to put a link directly to their 10x10, but they've also got a 10x14, and they've got a 7x9. They've got bell tents. They've got a number of outdoor products that are really, really nice. So if you're looking for, you know, a canvas tent, especially a spring bar style tent or a bell tent, use the link below. It doesn't cost you anything extra if you use my links to purchase, but I do get a little commission on the sale. It's a great way to support my channel. It helps me greatly to continue to bring content like this. And as I said before, guys, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I spent my own money on this, so just like you, you know, I went out and, you know, bought this tent at retail price to bring you this review. So if you use my link to purchase, it definitely helps me out, whether you use the Kodiak Canvas link, the White Duck Outdoors link, or any of the other affiliates. Guys, I'm an affiliate for Amazon, for Bass Pro, Cabela's, Walmart, Academy Sports and Outdoors, Pure Fishing, Penn, Abu Garcia, Berkeley, Toadfish Outfitters, Roughwear if you've got dogs and you need leashes and collars and outdoor gear. I'm an affiliate for Camp Chef, so all of your camp kitchen type stuff, your stoves and cast iron and all that, anything that you need, guys, I probably have an affiliate link for it. So if you use my link to purchase, again, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it's a great way to support my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. But, you know, feel free to buy from any place that you find a good deal or makes you comfortable. The biggest thing, guys, is that, you know, we exist to help moms and dads take their kids camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. We want to help you get you and your kids outside. That's why we do these gear review videos, to help you make the right purchase for your family. So we're definitely invested in that. But if you have any questions about White Duck Outdoors, spring bar style tents, camping in general, canvas tents, anything at all, drop some in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Guys, I read every comment. I try to respond to everything. My channel's growing a little bit, so it's a little bit harder to respond to everything, but I do try. I read everything, and it's greatly appreciated, guys, when you hit the like button, when you write a comment, when you share, you know, when you subscribe. Greatly appreciated. It means the world to me, really. But if you have any questions, drop something in the comments below, or you can connect with us at our other social media. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and X, and I'm trying to grow the followings there too, guys. So if you're on a social media of choice besides YouTube, definitely follow us along there. I do put some extra content on those social media channels. So definitely follow us at the social media of your choice, or you can connect with us at our website at kempoutside.com. Guys, I have a whole lot more coming. We do a lot of camping content. So if you're new to my channel, we do camping videos, fishing videos, hiking videos, gear reviews, campground reviews, how-tos, tips and tricks, all kinds of stuff on our channel. So if you love outdoor content, Kemp Outside is right for you. We also do gear giveaways from time to time, guys. So make sure that that you are subscribed so you don't miss our gear giveaways. And guys, I give out free Kemp Outside stickers to anyone who asks. All you've got to do is contact me, send me your mailing address, and I will mail you for free a Kemp Outside sticker, because that's how I roll. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, again, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe, and ring that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos. Got a lot more coming soon. I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.